Hey players, welcome back to KT Gaming, your go-to channel and your favorite one at that, for everything gaming and tech. Call of Duty, 3 words that once ruled the world of first-person shooters, a franchise that brought us countless sleepless nights, unforgettable campaigns, and multiplayer matches that felt more like gladiatorial arenas than simple online games. But ask any longtime fan today and they'll tell you Call of Duty just isn't what it used to be. Now what happened? Why do so many fans love the classic games like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, and World at War, and show little to no support for the newer titles? Today, I am diving deep into why the older Call of Duty games are still loved and why for many the franchise has lost its way. So, let's shoot right into it. Let's start with storylines. The campaign of the older Call of Duty games were nothing short of cinematic masterpieces. They took risks, they shocked us, and most importantly, they made us feel something. Remember the jaw-dropping moments like the nuke scene in Modern Warfare, or the betrayal in Modern Warfare 2? These weren't just plot twists, they were gut punches that left players reeling. They certainly did for me, that's for sure. But the newer games, they feel more like action movies on autopilot. Sure, they look prettier, but where's the heart? Where's the soul? Modern campaigns are polished, sure, but they lack the raw, unfiltered intensity that made the original so memorable. It's as if the developers traded narrative depth for flashy graphics and big-name actors. And let's be honest, no amount of Hollywood star power can replace the emotional impact of a well-crafted story. And then there's multiplayer. The older Call of Duty games didn't just create online matches, they created a revolution. Maps like Rust and Nuketown became cultural icons, and every match was a test of skill, reflexes, and strategy. The game modes were simple, the weapons were balanced, and the community was fiercely competitive. Fast forward to today, and what do we have? An obsession with microtransactions, weapon skins, and skill-based matchmaking that seems to prioritize keeping players online over actually creating a fair and enjoyable experience. The days of mastering a map and feeling that rush of satisfaction when you finally beat your rival are fading. Instead, we get flashy cosmetics and a never-ending grind that feels more like a chore than a challenge. Back in the day, multiplayer was about pure, unfiltered competition. Now, it feels more like a cash grab designed to keep you spending rather than playing for the love of the game. Let me dive deeper into the campaigns for you. The older Call of Duty games weren't just about shooting bad guys, they were about storytelling. Remember the mission No Russian? That mission from Modern Warfare 2 shook the gaming world to its core. It was controversial, daring, and it pushed boundaries in ways that no Call of Duty game since has dared to attempt. The stakes were high, the characters were memorable, and the stories had weight. Characters like Captain Price, Soap, and Ghost weren't just pixels on a screen. They were heroes, comrades, friends. These characters had depth, personality, and their arcs were crafted with care. Fans felt connected to them, and when something happened to them, it mattered. Contrast that with newer titles, where characters often feel like they're just there to serve the plot, rather than drive it. Now don't get me wrong, recent games have tried to recapture that magic, but there's something missing. Maybe it's the over-reliance on shock value without the substance to back it up. Or maybe it's the fragmented, disjointed narratives that try to do too much without nailing the basics. Whatever it is, the newer campaigns often feel like they lack the soul that made the original so special. Let's be real. Call of Duty has always been about more than just the campaigns. The real meat of the experience has always been the multiplayer. Back in the day, jumping into a match of Team Deathmatch or Search and Destroy felt like entering a battleground where anything could happen. The older games had a simplicity to them that made them incredibly addicting. There were no overcomplicated mechanics, no bloated loadout systems, just you, your weapon, and your skill. It was raw, it was competitive, and it was fun. Players weren't bogged down by overwhelming microtransactions, seasons, and unnecessary gimmicks. Now compare that to today's multiplayer. Sure, it's polished, the graphics are stunning, and there's more content than ever before, but has all this come at a cost? The introduction of specialists, complex loadouts, and over-the-top kill streaks in many ways diluted what made the multiplayer so engaging in the first place. It is no longer about mastering the basics, it is about navigating a labyrinth of options that often feel more like a chore than a game. And let's not forget the elephant in the room, microtransactions. Ugh, don't even get me started on this one, guys. The older games were about skill and progression. You unlocked weapons and perks by playing the game, not by pulling out your credit card. Today, it feels like the game is constantly reaching into your wallet, whether it's for the battle passes, skins, or other cosmetic items. The focus has shifted from creating a fair and balanced multiplayer experience to squeezing as much money out of the player as possible. And then there's the community, the heart and soul of Call of Duty. Back in the day, the community was thriving. Content creators made montages, tips and tricks videos, and there was a sense of camaraderie. Even amidst the chaos of multiplayer lobbies, the older games fostered a community that was passionate and engaged, because the games themselves were designed with the player in mind. Today, it is not hard to notice the shift. Content has become more focused on what's wrong with the game rather than celebrating what's right. There's a growing sense of disillusionment among the fan base. Many players feel like the series has lost its touch with what made it great, and that the developers are more interested in chasing trends than in listening to their community. So where did it all go wrong? It is easy to point fingers at the shift towards annual releases, the increasing focus on monetization, or the push to appeal to a broader, more casual audience. But the truth is, it is a combination of all these factors. The older games were made with passion, by teams who understood what made Call of Duty special. They were focused on creating the best possible experience for the player, not just hitting sales targets. Today, the franchise feels more like a product over a passion project. The magic that once defined Call of Duty is being overshadowed by corporate interests. And it is the fans who are paying the price. The games have become bigger, but they haven't necessarily become better. So what does the future hold for Call of Duty? Can the series ever recapture the magic of the past, or is it destined to continue down this path? There's still hope. Hope that the developers will listen to the fans, that they'll take a step back and remember what made these games so beloved in the first place. Fans are calling for a return to form, a return to the basics that made Call of Duty great. Simpler, more focused gameplay, campaigns that tell compelling stories of characters we care about, multiplayer that's all about skill and strategy, not just who can spend the most money. At the end of the day, Call of Duty will always have a special place in the hearts of gamers, but whether the series can regain its former glory is up to the developers, and to the fans who continue to voice their love and their concerns for this iconic franchise. But what do you players think? Do you think that Call of Duty has lost its touch, or do you think that it's fine just the way it is? Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. And as always players, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more updates on all things gaming and tech, and to have more controversial discussion type of videos with you guys. Now players, listen to me here. I honestly think that Call of Duty has lost its touch, and there are many reasons why. Like, I look at the shop in Call of Duty nowadays and it's like, there's like it's 5 pages deep. I'm like, what the heck is all this money, like COD points? Like, it's just too much. And then it's just, let's just stick to the basics, you know, the run and gun, you know, classic campaigns that made the game great in the first place, or the franchise rather. And I honestly believe that it's just too much nowadays, right? I mean, imagine, right, you're in a Call of Duty game, right? You get sniped by a freaking bear. What are the odds of that with a freaking teddy bear gun, or a gun that talks back to you? That literally makes no sense. Like the first time I saw that, I'm like, what is that? What is this game turning into? But personally, I think that it's only gonna get worse from here. But it could get better if the developers wake up and stop sleeping. But as always, guys, let me know what you guys think down below. And what do you think, sir? What do you think about the Call of Duty franchise? Do you think it could recover, or do you think it's doomed forever?
Listen, man, I got bad news. The other day, I got shot by a bunny. He ran away with a pink gun. Come on, man. Nah, I don't like it.
I don't blame him, but let's see what the future holds. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep shooting, gamers.